And I'm like, how is he going to kick? Because he had to do a mandatory kick. And he lifts up his leg and he drops it on a bunch of tile. And he breaks the tile with his leg. I'm like, oh, man, that's not fair. You don't even feel that. Right? I'm like, that sucks. And but I'm watching, and you know, he missed a couple other breaks, but he was super impressive of what he did. But I'm going to tell you, when it was coming time to, I want you to get this, I want you to picture this. I'm up there and I'm in this ready position, and I knew I just won this world championship. And I said, that second place, Mark Cox. And I'm like, what the? I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And first place was him. By what? They call off the points. Okay, 9.872 to 9.871. Right? And I'm like, I was so mad. My ego was so inflated. I told my students, pick this up. And I walked out. I didn't shake the man's hand because I said, you know, he won, but he didn't win. This is in my head, right? This is what I'm thinking. And I was super mad. And I left. And here's the moral of the story. My ego was so engaged, right? Ego, edging God out. I had no God in me at that point. And here it comes. He is the speaker, and he comes out and he says, I want to thank Mark Cox for competing with me. And he goes, I'm in a wheelchair because I'm a trucker and I was in an accident. And I'm like, oh man, I'm starting to sink already. I'm like, oh. And he goes, I had an age transfusion and I probably won't be here next year. That was his year to win. That was not my year to win. And my ego was so engaged. This is a world championship. I won world championships and I can't remember them more than I can remember this failure on my part, on my attitude. I'll never forget it. It's a story I tell my students all the time, that when your ego is engaged, God is going to slap the crap out of you at a certain time in your life, and you're just going to sink. And I just kept sinking and sinking.
I was like, live on YouTube.
And I can't believe that I didn't shake that man's hand. You get to go in a magazine and all that kind of stuff when you're back in those days, right? And he's taking photo shoots. Imagine what his kids get to have now, right? And what was I?
Thank you.
I was just,
Me too.
I was
I'm the lead sponsor. But
I was such an arrogant
with her mother.
a-hole.
Say hi to YouTube.
And I was humbled that day. And I've been humble ever since in competition, winning or losing. Just a lesson, a life lesson that I had. This is where I talk about my book about being beyond the mask. These are the lessons learned. Me teaching you how to punch and kick somebody, that's easy. Me teaching you not to use it, that's hard.
That takes control, discipline.
You know what I'm saying?
That's beautiful. Let's see this.
All right, so here we go. So let me see. Now I don't usually break this. I broke him yesterday and I went and got him as I got to practice because these aren't usually the ones that break. So, you know, let's see how I do.
Drum roll. Drum roll.
Let's go.
Yeah, wait a minute. Hey, come on, love. You got it. You got it. Let's do this. Let's do this. Woo! Yeah, we're gonna do this. You're ready. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah. Like what is it? He's gonna destroy. Don't. Let's keep. You did it last night. You did it again. Wow. That's amazing. Yeah. Wonderful. We love it. Thank you so much, Mark. Please come and join us here on the stage. You're awesome. Come on. He's coming here to us.
I don't remember you being so short.
Why do you want to break? I don't want to
Everyone's short to you, Jonathan.
Yeah.
And then you add a chair, right?
Thank you. Thank you, Jose, for playing along. We appreciate you. I see J.R. Spear has entered the room. Hello, J.R. Spear from the BLN. Welcome, welcome. Let's do this. Angel is going to break a board. Yeah. Emilio. Emilio. Go, go, go. Emilio. Wonderful. We love you. We love you. I love this guy right here. Mark is amazing. That's why I love him. Thank you so much.
We're going to give away, so we're going to give
Yeah, we are going to give books away now. Are you ready to win a prize? Who's ready to win a prize? Let me just put this down.
Let's really sing it out so we can hear you right away. So what was Mark's thing that he said about ego? What did it say?
Oh, Rob Z, come get your prize, Rob. Rob Z is my friend. He has a podcast. He is such a cool. I love Rob. No, get on the stage. What you talking about? I need a hug.
Get up there. Oh, bring it in, bring it
Love
down.
you, Grupa.
Oh, big hug, big hug, big hug, big hug.
Rob, tell us who you are and what you do.
My name is Rob Z. Thank you very much. I am an executive personal development coach, also have a podcast called The Unstuck Movement, helping people get unstuck from those spots in their lives. And I love to tell that story. So if anybody wants to tell that story on the podcast, how they get unstuck, what was that spot in your life where you were like trapped and you got out of that place, to tell that story, to spread that message all across the world. So if you want to be on there, please
Yes,
reach out to me.
absolutely. Yes, reach out. Give me a hand. Give me a hand. Thank you so much. Rob, are you going to be doing a jump too? We're just waiting for sound.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Belt,
And what are we going to do on Sunday?
we're rolling. I don't know where. With Mark Cox.
Where's Mark? Mark?
Bring the bricks, bro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I will take. Yeah, I'll take Dr.
Dr. Obama, absolutely. Yeah, he's jumping. Wow.
We're getting the batteries ready. We are going to go over to the next part of our program. Angel, you need to ask another question. And
This is what I need to do. She's telling me I can't do this. Oh, okay. Never mind that. Okay, so the next question that we have, let's see, what should we do? Israel Mandrake is going to be coming on. Do we know what he's going to do? Anybody, what is he?
Hypnosis.
Oh, that was quick. Hypnosis.
Hypnosis?
Absolutely. And you know, I had the pleasure, yes, and the delight and the honor to meet him many, many moons ago on the same class with him with Tim and Bruce. And I forget the name of it. It is Hooked on Media. And I got to meet him the first day that I met him. We were like on virtual like this. Then he flew into Huntington Beach, California. I happened to be there in Mission Viejo with my mama. And you know what happened? I called him and he said, the only time I have available is 5 in. I said, I'm there. I was up at 3 in and drove over there and got to hug on him and talk to him. And it was amazing. So I'm so excited that he is here today also. So what are we gonna do? Oh, this one's for you. So
I'm back. Thank you so much to Michael Favor from the Unleash You family. Woo! He's a rock star. If you don't know any rock stars, there's one right there. I absolutely love him. He's so cool.
who's the road leading to?
All roads lead to,
Amelia.
yeah. All roads lead to Emilio Roman. Visit emilioroman.com and look at the specials that Alma is having there. Can I ask you something? Are Alma members awesome or what? My goodness. Have you seen the lineup this morning? I love it. I love it. I'm going to call up all the Nancys. I call them the Nancys because there's too many Nancys here. Let me tell you. We've got Nancy Alert, Nancy Spencer, Dr. Maureen, and Kira. Is Kira still in the house? Okay. So the Nancys and Dr. Maureen, you've got 3 minutes. We want to highlight you. And I want to explain how they became a part of the Alma family. Let's give them a round of applause. Dr. Maureen just walked in. Come on, doctor, it's your time to shine. Okay, let's amplify them, everyone. Let's give it a hand. Let's give it a hand. They traveled far. Where's the other Nancy? There she's there. Yeah. Come on, join us here. Be careful for the steps. You look so beautiful today. Dr. Maureen is always so calm and collected. I love that about her. She's always so calm. Nancy is going to be doing some energy work for us. Yeah, so she's going to tell you where we can find her. And we've got the other beautiful Nancy joining us here on the stage. I want these ladies to explain to all of us how they became a part of the Alma family. And where did you meet? You first. No pressure. Where did you meet Emilio Roma?
Good morning. I'm Nancy Allard, and I am an author, I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm a real estate goddess. I like to say I'm the SMEs, subject matter expert for real estate. I met Emilio on FaceTime. So Dr. Maureen introduced me to Emilio, and he called me and he's like, well, can we FaceTime? I'm like, okay, sure. We FaceTime, and his energy was unbelievable. So I'm like, okay, I'm all in. Then he called me the other day, FaceTime again. And what was I doing? I was sleeping. I was in my bed. And his FaceTime, I'm like, okay, I'm in my bed, Emilio. But he's like, with the energy again. I'm like, okay, great energy. Let's do this. I'll be there. So I'm here to see, and I am also an author. I'm in an anthology I wrote with 9 other authors, but I am also here because I'm writing my own book. It's called The Alert Factor. I'm Nancy Alert. Yeah. So that's my book. How did I meet Emilio? On a cold day in Times Square in New York City. And Emilio was running back and forth saying, oh, your book is going to be up there. Oh, yeah, this is fantastic. And he said to me, what's your book? And I said, stop the scam. He said, I need a copy. I know loads of people who have been scammed. And so we started talking, and one thing led to another, and he got a copy of my book, and I joined this group. And yes, it was said earlier that I am a nurse. I do healing work. I'm a Western trained nurse, but my passion is really alternative therapies. I do have a table set up on the other side of the partition, and I will be doing energy, a combination of Reiki and healing touch therapy. I have a sign-up sheet. Please come and see me. I love to do work with people. I also read people's auras. And I've noticed a lot of very interesting things in here. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And remember what we were talking about earlier with Jim. Take care of yourself. Take that 10 minutes, okay, to do that. Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you, Nancy.
What time is it? Is it time for lunch? So my name is Dr. Maureen McIntosh Albert. And I, first of all, would like to introduce myself as a woman of God. I love the book. I became a Christian when I was 15 years of age. And that's my identity. I live my life in order to help people to get in touch with the Holy Spirit. Because He is the only one that can help us to live our lives, the abundant life that Christ came and promised to give us. I don't apologize for my faith. For those of you who are not people of faith, I know you live by something else. You live by a coach on the inside of you. You live by the voice inside of you, your sixth sense. You also live by the fact from the environment outside or within, one of these environments, the internal or the external, guides your life. But I am here to tell you that if you live your life from the inside out, governed by the power of the Holy Spirit, you will live an abundant, amazing life. I coach, I teach, I speak. I'm a John Maxwell ambassador, and I represent women all over the world, telling you that we have to live our lives in joint custody of the world in authentic harmony. Neither of us being better than the other, but created in order to be able to make this world a divine, awesome place. And we're doing that together here. I met Emilio just like Nancy met Emilio. And I'm thankful that I met him because he's one of the most amazing persons that I've ever met.
Oh, how beautiful, how beautiful.
Thank you, ladies. Let's give them a hand. Woo! Awesome, all our members. Thank you, ladies. We appreciate you. There we go. There we go. We are just about ready
What are we ready
to get a certain person onto the stage. I don't know. Someone with golden shoes. Does anybody know who that is?
You know, with the golden shoe.
Yeah, I see someone's shoe shining from here. Come on, Jose from the CLA. Yeah. He's my brother. He's my fellow martial artist. Hey?
We're ready for
Video.
the video. All right.
Oh,
we're
you
ready
want a
for the
video? Fred?
So I'm going to do my thing to get
This
to
is
that video.
Jose.
There we go.
Yeah.
Jose Escobar is an award-winning, nationally recognized personal development speaker, 7 times published author, sales professional, husband, and father of 5 children. He leads compelling high-level communities consisting of entrepreneurs and advanced leaders through 2 multi-six-figure business models, the Entrepreneurs Bookshelf and the Connected Leaders Academy. Jose's magnetic personality shines in his presentation, where he has reached audiences collectively over 30 million and radiates throughout the dynamic coaching program, inspiring his international 230 plus entrepreneur and executive clientele to master their personal and professional excellence. His past sales experience led him to amass 30 plus mil in revenue for the companies he served. And this family man's sale and coaching in martial arts industry has positively affected the lives of over 500K families.
Ric Flair, woo! What's that? What's that? Ric Flair.
Please join me in welcoming Jose.
Give it up, give it up.
I feel like I'm at the MMA match. Jose's the man. Hey, I like it. Yeah.
All right. I think they get the point. I think they get the point.
What they gonna do? What they gonna do? Okay. All right.
I give him the mic and I ask him, are you going to talk now? Because his video played, so that was just an intro, right? Yeah, well, actually, Jose, I know Mark was just joking with Jose, but he's actually a martial artist as well. And what type of jiu-jitsu do you do?
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Muay Thai kickboxing.
Oh my goodness. And I have to share with you that on Sunday, I don't know what time, maybe after the mastermind. Oh no, Rob, we'll have to change our plans. Mark and I, Rob and I and Jose and I, who else is going to join in? We are going to be doing jiu-jitsu. Oh my
JR Spear, get him on the mat too.
JR Spear? JR Spear's not up. The BLN is in the house. Marie's veteran brother. And you have to meet with J.R. Spear. He's cool, let me tell you. So we are going to hand it over to you, and we are going to give you 15 minutes, and there is your timer. And I believe Josh said he also wants to do jiu-jitsu this weekend. Yeah, just stand up because you got guts, right? Woo! He'll try anything twice. Here we go. Zay, over to you.
But I got some pictures. So anyway, I just want to share with you guys a little bit about my book, where it came from, how we got here. Good to see you, Marvin King, in the house. And also a quick shout out to my wife, Katie Escobar. Can you stand up, please? And Noah and Judah, please stand up. So they traveled all the way from Maryland, all the way from 2 hours away to be here. So thank you so much for being here. Grab a seat. Noah doesn't know yet, but he's going to do the other half of my talk. Oh, yeah. Just kidding. So this book came from a desire to be successful. That's where it started. That's where we are now, right? By no means have I even remotely closely arrived. I have a ways to go. One thing that I always have, I have, and I always will have, is a mentor. Coaches, if you're not taking notes, take some notes. You need to have a mentor. You need to have a coach. Coaches, multiple coaches. So I have coaches that coach me in relationships, in my faith, in my money, business, fitness. I've always had that. And I've always wanted to be successful. And what I realized prior to 2018, and for those of you who pre-ordered my book, make sure you walk away from this event with it in hand so I don't have to ship it. Save me the shipping if you don't mind. But I was like, you know what? Like in 2018, I was like, my life is just very, very standard. I was average Jose. I was just, going through the motions, 9 to 5, wanting to be successful, but I was not moving the needle. I was the kind of guy who was always striving to learn, and then learn some more. But I didn't pull the trigger on anything. I was getting into debt. I was trying to be a good family man. I think I was pretty decent, right? But I knew that I had so much room for improvement. I knew there was some seeds of greatness that I wasn't tapping into. I knew there was more to my life and there was more impact that I had to make. So I said, I'm going to stop just learning, and I'm going to start applying some things in my life. So I had a chat with my wife in 2018, going into 2019, and I said, you know what? For 1 year, I'm going to commit to a morning routine and an evening routine. How many of you in this room have a morning routine? Raise your hand.
Yeah.
About 50% of the room. Keep your hand up if you have a morning routine. How many of you also have an evening routine? Keep your hand up. All right. How many of you are consistently, keep your hand up. How many of you consistently, with automaticity, are doing your morning routine Monday through Friday relentlessly? Okay, less hands. The truth of the matter is that a routine is not a routine unless you're actually doing it.
Hey.
Consistently. So you have something that you do, you have something that you would like to do, you have great intentions, but intentions don't make you successful. Intentions keep you broke. Intentions keep you making and setting goals and not hitting them. There's a big gap between a goal setter and a goal hitter. How many of you are goal setters? How many of you hit your goals?
I do.
Right? So think about it. There's a big gap between goal setting and goal hitting. There is a gap between good and great. The difference between the people who actually hit their goals and are successful are the ones who have something called discipline, are the ones who have something called mental toughness, are the ones who don't suffer from this terrible disease called excusitis, right? The Magic of Thinking Big, great book. They're the ones that understand commitment. So many people decide during New Year's resolution time, I'm going to have this word of the year for 2022, for 2021, 2023. And then the second week in February, it's Quitter's Day, I believe, if somebody has done the research on that. Most people throw in the towel if they last into February. Because you can decide today, I'm going to do something to change my life. And you can decide tomorrow, I changed my mind. I was just kidding. And that's an inside job. Because the reality is, you're never going to outperform how you see yourself. You're never going to make more money than your self-image allows you to attain. We have a cap. And so many people want to get all those external things, but they do no internal work. So going back to 2018, 2019, so I committed for a whole year to do a morning routine, evening routine. I call it the bookends of your day, how you start your day, how you end your day. There's frameworks to this thing. I have spent over a decade researching Robin Sharma, Hal Elrod, Tony Robbins, John Maxwell, all of the greats when it comes to what they do. And I started implementing that myself, but I was failing forward. Some people were laughing. Some people were saying, oh, Jose, look at Jose, he's talking all this and doing that. Let me tell you something. They're not laughing now.
That's right.
They're not laughing now. For those of you who don't know, I just left my day job. Great career. Great career. I was in a martial arts space sales director for EFC. Loved it. Truly enjoyed it. But I had the heart of an entrepreneur in between four walls with a boss. And as far as I'm concerned, JOB stands for just over broke. Or shall I say, Jack Beep of the boss. Right? Nothing wrong with the job. But if you want to be an impact maker, you want to change lives on a massive scale, you got to do more. And doing more means stepping out in faith and having the courage to live in your discomfort zone. And your discomfort zone starts and ends with your morning and evening routine. So if you have one, kudos to you. The next question is, when was the last time you updated your morning and evening routine? Are you actually doing this Monday to Friday? Are you committed to that process? Or are you poking it with a stick? Are you hitting it like a piñata to see what comes out, right? So, thank you, Josh. So, my encouragement to you, besides buying my book while you're here, is get a morning routine, get an evening routine, install some systems, set some goals, get serious about your life, create massive change. Let's not talk about what we're going to do. Let's actually do it. My word for the year for 2021 was execute. I executed. My word for 2022 was monetize. Well, I monetized. Speaking of that, if you're in the Connected Leaders Academy, proudly, please stand up right now.
Wow.
All right, that's a lot of people. So this is just the beginning. The Connected Leaders Academy was just an idea in my brain. But so many ideas, like Les Brown says, go to the grave because nobody's willing to pull the trigger. We're 236 members now, as you saw. in 11 countries, 36 states. This is just the beginning. This is my secret sauce. The crazy thing is that it's no secret. The catch is you're sitting on it. The catch is, are you willing to do the work? That's what it comes down to. So I changed my life because of this. And then I decided to write the book. So I'm going to end with this before I get kicked off the stage. 2023, my word of the year is systems. What is your word of the year? Set some goals in 10 life domains. Use this SMARTER framework. Michael Hyatt, Your Best Year Ever, great book. You can find that framework there. Set some habit goals, some achievement goals. There's a difference between the two. Commit to it. Take action. Stop aiming and start pulling the trigger. Because if you don't pull the trigger on your dreams and your goals, somebody else is going to do it next to you.
Right.
So there's some of you are now thinking about something that you're going to do while the other person next to you is doing it. So you decide where you want to be on that side of the fence. My encouragement to you is to make 2023 your breakthrough year. Start winning the day. Change your lives, not just for you, but for your family and all the people that are waiting for you to succeed. Thank you.
Wow.
He's a great guy, author, wonderful entrepreneur, good friend. Thank you so much for being here. We always appreciate you. And I want to do something. I want to ask J.R. Spear to stand up from the BLN. I want to ask Dr. Ovam to stand up from the Underdog Millionaire. I want the Unleash You family, Michael Faber, to stand up. And where is Emilia Roman? We've got Daniela here. We are all working together as AMA, CLA, BLN, Underdog Millionaire, and the Unleash You family. And we do that because we know the power of networking. So support each other wherever you can, because what is your favorite quote?
There's a few, but winners always find a way to win.
Rising tide.
A rising tide raises all ships.
Amen. Let's keep it.
We all have something similar going on, but uniquely different. And at the end of the day, we all make each other better. And that's what it's all about. So we support each other. We encourage each other. We're not competing. We're elevating everybody.
Let's give it a hand. I know what time is it?
I think it is time for a selfie.
Oh, yeah. Let's take our phones and take a selfie.
Come on, get your pictures out, get your cameras out. Come
Get your
on.
cameras. We're going to take a photo with you.
We're going to be taking a photo.
What do we want them to do with the photo, Angel?
I think we're going to hashtag it.
Oh, yeah. What's the hashtag again? AMA Star 2023. Let's
There you
go.
go.
1, 2, 3.
There we go.
Thank you,
Selfie,
Azar.
selfie,
We
it's
appreciate
all
you.
very nice. Very, and what is your word of the year?
My word. Oh, my goodness. Do you know what my word is? What's my favorite song? What's our favorite song?
Unstoppable.
Yeah. That's
Unstoppable. My word for 2023 is unstoppable.
Yeah, can't you see that? What mine is? Ignite.
Oh, yeah.
Ignite
That's
the
what I'm
energy inside of you. Absolutely.
Love it. Thank you so much, Azar.
Thank you.
Let's give him a hand. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hey, awesome.
Oh, we're going to give away a book or something.
Yeah, I think we're going to be giving away a
What's your
CD.
word?
Is that correct? The CD here, I would say, if you can hand us those two things.
Sounds fun.
That one, two things. No, the other one to give you. Yes, yes.
Jose just gave a book as well, so we're going to be giving that away as well during the course of today. Where's Chaplain PJ?
Change.
Chaplain,
Oh, please stand up, sister. We need everybody to see you. Let's give her a hand. We love you. We love you. You're so cool. Come give us a hug here. We need to honor you. You are one of the ladies that come give us a hug here. Yeah. Give
Go
us a
on,
hug.
Chaplain.
Come on, Chaplain.
ask the
Go on.
question.
She's launching later today. There we go. Emilia is going to give you a hug from our family. Yes. We love Chaplain PJ. Come on, Chaplain.
Let's go. Yay.
Come on, Chaplain.
Yeah.
Where are you from? You're a veteran. Where are you from? Lansing, Michigan.
Hey!
What did she eat today? Did you miss your flight? How did you do that?
I don't know, because I left home at 7 o'clock. I got to the airport at 9 o'clock.
Were you late?
No, what is it? No. And you know what they tell us in the military? When you're early, you're on time.
Oh, I see.
You're late.
Oh, I see. And how did you get here?
Boy, are her arms tired.
Did you get, did you get another plane? Yeah.
When I walked,
Yeah.
I saw Sister Girl pushing back. I said, well, you couldn't wait for the chaplain? But they gave me a later flight.
Thank God.
Thank goodness.
Thank God. We're so happy to have you here. And what are you giving away today?
I am giving away a copy of my book,
Mm.
My Soul on Purpose, a veteran's guide to suicide and prevention. My fellow veterans, we lose 25 veterans a day taking their lives because of their loss of hope, because the church, and that's what I'm working with now, are pastors who have veterans in their congregation, because the church only recognizes us on the 15th of November. So we got to do better than that for our veterans. We have laid our lives on the line. And the church, no offense to anyone here who's a minister, the church really owes us. We don't owe the church. The church owes us recognition because we have sacrificed our families, because when we are deployed, our families are deployed. And many of our veterans come back to an empty house. You know, spouse is gone, children gone, and the church is not providing healing. And that's what this book is all about. Providing.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Captain. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. Angel, you're going to give it away?
I'm gonna give it again. Do you know what the question is? You ready? Gonna throw it out, throw it out, throw it out. What department? I don't think that's the name of it, but what
What department?
department was she in?
What branch?
What branch was she in? Air Force. I heard it
Who
over here.
said that?
Air Force.
Daniel.
Okay, let's do it again.
Josh again. We do
You
this.
said it.
Sister Kim said.
Sister
Sister
Kim,
Kim,
wait,
Kim
give me. Let's give her a hand. She won. Woo!
So thank you
Sister
so
Kim, we
much,
appreciate you.
Chaplain.
Will you give Kim her prize, please? That's wonderful. Thank you so much,
Yes.
Emilio.
And she's gonna
We
sign it for you
appreciate you.
too, Miss Kim. Yes.
Oh, we have something next. Are you ready? Because I watch the videos on YouTube and I'm not sure if I'm ready.
We're ready, but where do all the roads lead to?
Oh, Emilio Roman. All roads lead to this guy. You need to visit emilioroman.com. All roads lead to Emilio Roman. Who's up next? Because I'm nervous.
Oh, I got
Who
to
does
meet-
stunts? Who's in the house that does stunts? Who does that?
I got
Danny?
I got to meet him last
Wait,
night.
Danny, come, Danny.
and
Oh, we
there
did
he is, there he is. Right before I met him, I said,
He's
"Are you
got so
ready?
much
Are
guts.
you ready?"
Did you jump on him yesterday?
I
Because you
did.
jumped on me.
Yeah, I jumped.
Oh,
on
but don't do that today. I'm wearing heels.
you. There we go.
Danny
Welcome.
Z.
Danny, give it up for Danny Z.
Oh, gosh. We are so excited to have you here. He is a gentle giant. Yes, he is. He is humble. He is humble. He lives with integrity. We need the mic for Danny to work, please. Let's test that quickly.
They can't put it
Number
in.
5.
Give him a minute.
If you're in the middle, your mic will work. Is it working?
What's she like my wife?
Oh, she's a pocket
It's the
rocket.
rose between two thorns. I mean,
Absolutely.
the rose.
So, Danny, tell us what are you going to be doing today?
I'm gonna talk to this group. I'm not, I don't need a mic. It'll come here eventually. Hi, everybody,
Well, let's just give it up. Let's just give it up.
Hey!
Is it
A
going?
little difficulty. Number 5, boy. Good. You got it up all the way. You got it up all the way. Oh, registering now.
There we go.
Voila.
Are you ready, Danny? Tell us.
Test. Yeah, I'm on.
And on we go. So
I'm good.
You do your thing. Thank
Yeah,
you.
this doesn't work, but, I don't know. Guys, my name is Danny Z. I am so excited to be here. We're about to go on an emotional roller coaster. Are you ready? Woo! Now, we're here for a number of reasons. We're here because you guys are launching a book, because you're networking, perhaps you're selling coaching or support like a lot of my colleagues are, even myself. We're here for a number of reasons. What I am here to do is one of two things. One, I'm like everybody else, definitely want to sell you something. So if you guys could just pile all your money in a big pile right here, I'll decide what that will be. Okay? It's so true. Yeah. You know what? I don't sell anything that my colleagues sell. And I'm going to tell you what I sell. And then they're going to be like, oh, no, we do that. He's a dick. No. I do character development. I don't sell coaching. I don't sell networking or social media or any of those things that a lot of my colleagues do. I am a character. My character's name is Danny Z's. I am not terribly educated. I don't have a great background, and we're going to talk about that. I just work on character development. So thank you so much, my friend. Big round of applause for these guys that are making it work. All right, I got 30 minutes to work 47 minutes worth of information through this, so we're going to talk real fast. I hope you guys got your coffee. So I am the storyteller, Danny Z, and I've come to terms with what holds us back from our most success, what confines you, and why you don't get the most out of life. And I have been very fortunate because as Dan Collin and my character, Danny Z, I have milked life in so many ways. I'm blessed, it's the best way for me to say it, to have accomplished many, many different things. I've been on a ton of television shows. I've done a ton of Got Talents. I literally have performed all over the world. And I'm excited to be performing and or with you guys today. So what is work? I, like you guys, did all kinds of things. I mean, the reality is I picked fruit, caught chicken, stacked hay. I cut worms. I shoveled pig manure as a child. I did everything. I worked at a gas station, nursing home. I cleaned a tavern. I did duck work. I was a garbage man. This story sounds familiar. In high school, I thought it was really cool to draw on people. At lunchtime, I used to take magic markers out and I would draw on my friends. And it didn't matter who or it didn't matter what I drew. Well, I had a teacher. His name was Mr. Morimoto. That sounds evil already, doesn't it? Mr. Morimoto. No. Anyway, he was not happy about my artistic ability. Not that I wasn't a great artist, I was. He didn't like the fact that I was drawing on people. And one day he got so mad at me, he said, get out of my class. You are wasting your ability, and I'm not going to have you do it on my time. How many of us have heard somebody put us in our place like that when they can't see our dream? How many? Yeah. Do not let them stop you being the most successful version of yourself. And I did not. I graduated high school and in 1988. That'll tell you how old I am. Yeah. In 1988, I opened Artistic Impressions Tattooing and Body Piercing. I had no experience. I'd never done it before. I had a passion and a vision. I threw myself out there. I tried something new, just like that. The industry worked out very well for me. It took off, actually. It took off in such a degree that at one point I sold it. I had 5 tattoo shops, 29 tattoo artists, 14 body piercers, and the largest Canadian manufacturing company of body piercing jewelry. Wow. Thank God I didn't listen to Mr. Morimoto. So I think when I was in my early 20s, I bumped into him at a big box store. And he said, what are you doing? I was like, well, I'm just about to retire. How's that whole school thing working out for you, Mr. Morimoto? I had everything that I needed, and it was time for something else. And so I became a father. How many have done that? Mason, my son Mason, he is my son. And without a doubt, it changes your life in absolutely every way. He owned me. So because of that, I poured myself into business, and I became a businessman and a husband. I did all of those things that you need to do. And I was put into that position. Now what? Married, child, financial security. I had to revisit myself. How many of you are doing that now? You're writing a book. You're taking that new chapter in your life. You have to find something that's different or new about you. And that was where I was. So now what? So I did what anybody would normally do. I became Danny Z. I thought, I'm going to be a magician. I'm an idiot. You know how I'm saying? How many of you wanted to do this or that? Not one of you thought, I want to be a magician. You guys all thought you wanted success, financial security.
At one point,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
That's why
I
can't
said, let's try this. So I poured myself into a field that I'd never done before, something I never tried, something I'd never done. I just put myself out there and I became Danny Z, a magician. I learned magic. I became a hypnotist and I poured myself out there. Within a year of that passion, I secured a contract in Niagara Falls. I started performing 2 shows a day, 7 days a week in a theater that holds almost 700 people. And I did that for 7 years without missing a show. I'm an idiot. So I found myself stagnant in what I've done, which is something that a lot of you guys are experiencing now. You find yourself in a career or a job and you're stagnant in that career and you have to revisit yourself. You've got to reevaluate who you need to be. You write a book, you become something else. You try to find the vision of who you need to become. Right. And that's what I did. So I did what all of you guys decided you probably wanted to do. I was going to become an escape artist. So many of you are like, God, when I have financially secure, I want to be a magician and then an escape artist.
Natural progression.
I'm an idiot. How do you become an escape artist? Let's be honest. So I bought a straitjacket. And I found a helicopter. And I decided that I would become an escape artist, having never done it before. So I'm not that much of an idiot. I mean, I got the straitjacket, I put it on, and I could get out. What I didn't realize is when you're hanging upside down, it's all different. So I got there and the guy was like, hey, you're the escape artist. I was like, yeah. And he was like, how many times have you done this? I'm like, we're about to do it. So they flew me up hanging by my feet over Niagara Falls and I escaped. I guess that makes me an escape artist, right? Well, the whole process took about 8 minutes. And I had rented the helicopter for the whole day. So I did what anybody would do. I went to Home Depot and built a box. And I got this crap and I secured myself and decided I would escape from the box. I'd never done that before. It seemed like a good idea. Time goes by. And one day, so we did this escape. This is how our society works now. You do something and you post it on YouTube and everybody watches it. So everyone assumed I was an escape artist. So I'm sitting in my office and the phone rings. The phone rings, this guy answered, I answer, and I'm like, hello. And the guy's like, hey, is this a Danny Z? I'm like, yeah. He says, my name is Simon. I want you to come into Italy, escape of the box. So you know what I'm thinking. Any minute now he's gonna say, you just send me $5,000. When you get here, I give you a debt, right? You know, right? And if not, we're gonna secure your social insurance number. You'll have to pay us with a Bitcoin, right? So I'm like, whatever, Simon, sure, bud. I'm your man. And time went on. Next thing you know, he calls me and says, Dad, it's a Simon. On the Monday, you will fly into Italy. But I'd never escaped the box. You see, earlier when I was showing you the picture of me in the box, they shackled me up and they flew me up in the box and I couldn't escape. So I'm like, get me down. For the love of God, get me down. So I landed and they were like, what's going on? I'm like, well, I'm not really an escape artist. It's a good idea. But,
just kidding.
So what we did was, I landed, I got out of the box, they flew the box up, then they videoed the box up there, they dropped the box, it smashed on the ground, then they landed, hooked me up, flew me up there, and I'm like, yay, I did it. Turns out this time
Movie
it was for
magic.
real. Do we have volume on this TV? No? That's okay. Hold on. Hold on a second. We'll fake it. Yeah. We'll pause that momentarily for a brief introduction of the workings of a television. So anyway, they invited me. Now, how does that work? Alcoholism is the honest answer. I got on the plane and I started watching the YouTube videos on how to pick locks and drinking scotch.
Hey, you can do anything with scotch.
Yes, sir, you can, right? So there we go. Anyway, I watched videos on how to pick locks. I got to Italy and I sat in a hotel room for a couple of days and practiced picking locks. And we got volume? Let's see if this works. We can see if this works. It's going to be, yeah. Let's try this. You hear that?
Yeah.
What is that?
I gotta say, I turned that off. That's fine. It's me this time, okay? I gotta say, my wife. And I got my hand up. My hand on my right shoulder and my producer's shoulder, and I said, in 5 minutes, this will be done. And I just didn't know that I could do it. Sometimes you got to push those boundaries. Don't do it.